It's the second best pun-filled show on FS1. J-Mac is the king. He is.
Enough about J-Mac.
But that headline...
Bruce mad because J-Mac cooked him on the herd
I just destroyed J-Mac. I don't even know if they'll have J-Mac on Monday after what I did.
I didn't know Brew was going to show up for work. He got cooked so bad.
I'm glad you're here.
Oh, my
Bounce
goodness.
back.
That was bad for the show, Wiles.
Revenge
You know
show.
J-Mac is taping that intro right there.
Today, LeBron re-signs for the Max, but has he maxed out his chances for a championship?
Oh, that's well done. That's a pun.
No.
No.
Homonym.
Okay.
Meanwhile, who is comparing, and this was actually a compliment, Daniel Jones to Patrick Mahomes? No, it wasn't Greg Jennings.
Have the board
Although
ready.
he's probably made that
Have it ready.
Who are you
comparison.
talking to, the audience?
Yeah. Their mental.
Just their home board.
Yes.
Honey, where's the board? And finally, a free agency edition of NBA Tiers. I know you're thinking, wow, 2 tiers in 1 week. We explain later alongside.
Don't rip my tears. I purposely made them mediocre so it wouldn't step on Nick's, little segment. If I made it too good, they want me to do it regularly. And what would that do for chemistry on the show?
That's a fair point.
Nick would be salty.
Chris Broussard, I'm Kevin Wildes. Nick, are you buying his excuse for mediocrity?
I don't think Brew intentionally makes anything mediocre. I think occasionally he has a segment miss, and that was one of them on Monday.
Therefore.
So I will make it right for the audience today in an hour.
The Celtics. But we're starting with LeBron maxed out, 2 years, $104 million. Now, there were reports that he'd take less than the max if the Lakers would use that money to sign a free agent, but that never came to fruition. Is anyone surprised LeBron took the max?
Well, this went, I think, exactly how on Monday I said it was going to go, which was Rob Pelinka and the Lakers front office wouldn't be able to do their jobs well enough, so LeBron would just end up taking the money. This was a predictable outcome. It was not predictable that LeBron would be willing to take up to $20 million less than the max, but he told them he would. He also gave them a deadline and that he wanted this done before he goes off to the Olympics. There were reportedly 3 clear targets. Very different players, by the way. They didn't really all kind of make sense. But Valanciunas, that was surprised that he was
He'd allow AD to move to the 4.
Which I don't, by the way, I think they're best with AD at the 5. But regardless, the Valanciunas, he went off the board early. Harden, which I definitely wouldn't have liked, but Harden, there is that kind of star power allure that we know LeBron likes it. And then Klay Thompson, who they went after. If you read The Athletic today, and we'll talk about this more later, Rob Pelinka was never able to quite get on the phone, much less get a meeting with, but LeBron did, and then Klay ended up choosing Dallas, and that's that. And so just like that was predictable, this will also be predictable. I'm not saying on this show, but in a lot of media circles, now LeBron will be criticized for something he never even had to do, which was offer to take less. Because now I think there are some folks that are saying it was a fake offer. He was never going to take less, but I am very confident that if Klay Thompson had been like, you know what, I do want to come to the Lakers, LeBron was not going to be like, just kidding, actually, we don't have the money because I'm not taking less. He would have for Klay, and it didn't make sense. There's not guys left except for DeRozan, and DeRozan is not playing for $12 million for 1 year, which is about the space they have. So, no, it makes sense that a max player is going to end up taking the max, and that's what LeBron James is.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all, and I'm not doing misdirection.
Oh,
right? I'm not surprised.
I'm shocked.
I'd be surprised if anybody was surprised that LeBron took the max. I mean, no. And I agree with Nick in that I believe he was wholly sincere in being willing to take less if they had gotten the right player. He's been willing to do that before. I know there have been years where he's like, no, I'm definitely getting the max. When he first went to Miami, I've said it once, I'll say it again, he was willing to take less money to team up with Bosh and Wade. Yes, he was at his best. And he didn't have to because they ended up doing a sign and trade that helped Cleveland, but he was willing. So I'm not surprised at all about this. 2 things surprised me more than LeBron getting the max. One was that he did it only for 3 years, or for 2 years. I was thinking he'd take the 3 years, and if he wanted to retire before that, he could do it. But instead, he just took the 2 years. Now, I'm told, smartly, because one thing about LeBron, and his representation, they've always been ahead of the curve. Like even when he signed his shorter deal with Cleveland, his first max deal, he did it so he'd have options to leave earlier if they couldn't get over the hump. That's what he did. They're looking at this like the TV money is about to kick in a couple of seasons. And LeBron will be free. He keeps his options open, and he'll be free to get another free agency deal when the money
2 years from now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, seriously. Well, he's got the player option actually
Yes,
for
no,
next
I
year.
understand, but I just assumed
But
that
the
it
money
was-
really kicks in the 25-26 season.
Yeah,
So after this upcoming
I just
season.
assumed that we were getting 2 more LeBron James seasons max.
I don't know. I'm told it's not totally because he might look. Who knows how these things are going to play out? But I don't think it's like he's only playing 2 more years. Maybe, but right now I'm told that's not because he's like retiring after 2 years. All right, so I was surprised at that he didn't go 3 years instead went 2, and I was surprised that Bronny got 4 years, $7.9 million guaranteed. All right, that is
that
a
last
great
year
deal.
is not
No, but it's
guaranteed.
3 years guaranteed.
Yeah.
First round picks get 2 years guaranteed. Then it's the team option for the 3rd year, team option for the 4th year. Now, most first round picks get the option picked up. But Bronny has 3 guaranteed years. Second rounders, look, that's awesome. So that, and then LeBron signing for only 2 years, those were far more surprising to me than Bronny getting 3 years fully guaranteed.
So I think that's
and maybe 4.
I think that's a little, I don't want to say misleading, but confusing. Because there were about a dozen second-round picks last year that signed the exact contract Bronny just signed.
Guaranteed?
Yes, because it's the league minimum. So when people see the Bronny thing, and I know we'll talk more about him in a bit, he gets the league minimum every year of this deal, 3 years guaranteed with a team option for the 4th. All for the second round picks.
That's a lot for a second round. I mean, not a ton of second round. You said 10?
12 last year.
There's 30 second round picks.
Yeah, well, a lot of them.
He was 55th.
A lot of them end up signing 2-way deals, which is the zero guaranteed, and so. But the ones who don't sign 2-way deals, this is the deal. For instance, just for the record, that Max Lewis, the Lakers second rounder last year got, which is the exact same thing.
He got the 4 years.
It was 3 years,
3 years
team option, and then all at the league minimum.
That surprised me though for the 55th pick, which I think is great for Bronny. So that's security, because a lot of second rounders don't even
get anything guaranteed.
Yeah,
but if they do get it, it's usually either 2 years with a team option, 3 years with a team option, and they're all locked in at the league minimum. And so the team typically on those, what they're trading off is they're giving you the guarantee, but you have no ability to hit restricted free agency or anything. You're locked in at the league minimum for those 3 or 4 years.
Okay, let's take a look at the Lakers roster as a whole. The coaching staff has changed, but not much else. JJ adding Nate McMillan and Scott Brooks to the bench. The lineup, same that won 47 games last year. D'Lo, Austin Reeves, Rui, LeBron, and AD. Lakers' current salary at $190 million. Has the Lakers' offseason been a failure?
Well, let's be fair. They did today finally hire a couple assistant coaches.
Good.
So that was good. After Dwayne Casey wouldn't, decide to rebuff them, they got assistant coaches with experience, by the way, which I thought was important. Nate McMillan and Scott Brooks.
Two really good.
Right. And so guys, because JJ is such a green coach, I think that's good. But yes, of course, it's been a failure. This is not me banging on Rob Pelinka. This is me a fair reading of the history. The Lakers. We say on this show a lot, they have 2 top 15 players, agreed. But we also all acknowledge, but they're not good enough. They weren't good enough last year.
Yep.
I thought they could beat the Nuggets. I didn't think they could win the title. I thought it'd be like, one finals. One. Sure. Okay, well, I am.
I just think had they won.
You think I would have changed my pick.
Because I saw a lot of title pies.
And
the Lakers were way.
I promise you, they never had the biggest slice in the West.
Slice.
But regardless, they were never my pick, and they were never anybody's pick on this show. We all agree the roster's not good enough, despite having 2 top 15 guys. Even if the roster's not terrible, Brew, as you've pointed out, it's not good enough. Rob Pelinka at the deadline, when they didn't make any moves, when we all thought they needed to make moves because Gabe Vincent didn't work out because of the injuries, because D'Lo